Have you ever felt trapped? Like the weight of the world was resting on your shoulders and there was no way out? For the children of Israel, this wasn't just a bad day, it was their life. They were slaves in a land that didn't love them. Far away, a man named Moses was living a quiet life. He thought his days of drama were over, but God had a different plan. From the heart of a flame that wouldn't go out, God spoke. "I have heard my people crying," he said, "and you, Moses, are going to lead them home." Moses was terrified. "Me? I'm just a shepherd." He had 1,000 excuses, but God had one answer: "I will be with you." So, with nothing but a wooden staff and a big promise, Moses walked right into the heart of the empire to face the most powerful king on earth. Pharaoh said no. So the land of Egypt saw wonders and warnings like never before, from rivers of red to skies filled with swarms. Finally, in the middle of a very long night, the chains snapped. Pharaoh let them go. It was the greatest parade in history, thousands of families walking toward a future they had only dreamed of. They weren't alone. A giant pillar of cloud led them by day, showing them exactly where to go. And at night, it turned into a pillar of fire, a giant nightlight to remind them that God never sleeps. But then, they hit a wall. The Red Sea was in front of them, and behind them, the sound of thundering hooves. Pharaoh had changed his mind. He wanted his slaves back. The people were trapped between the water and the swords. They cried out to Moses, "Why did you bring us here to die?" They had forgotten the promise because they were looking at the problem. But Moses stood firm. He told them, "Don't be afraid. Just stand still and watch. The Lord will fight for you today." Then the wind began to howl. It wasn't a storm of destruction, but a breath of divine power. The sea didn't just move, it stood up. The water became walls of shimmering mist, and the bottom of the sea became a dry highway. With hearts pounding, they stepped onto the sea floor. What was once a barrier was now their bridge to freedom. Pharaoh, blinded by his own anger, didn't stop. He led his army right into the heart of the miracle. But the sea was only a path for those who followed the promise. As the last Israelite stepped onto the sand, the chains were finally gone. For the first time in 400 years, they were truly free. They sang, they danced, and they celebrated. They realized that nothing, not even a sea, could stand in God's way. But freedom isn't just about leaving Egypt, it's about learning to trust in the wilderness. And the wilderness is a very thirsty place. Soon the singing stopped and the grumbling started. "We're thirsty, we're hungry. Was it better back in Egypt?" God heard them. Every morning the ground was covered in manna, bread from the sky that tasted like honey and hope. When they were thirsty, God told Moses to speak to a rock. Water gushed out, cool, fresh, and endless, right in the middle of the dust. Finally, they reached the mountain of God, Sinai. It was time for a new set of rules for their new lives. God gave Moses the 10 Commandments, a map for how to live, how to love, and how to stay free. They built a special home for God's presence to stay with them. Even in the desert, they were never alone. For 40 years they walked. They learned that God provides, God protects, and God always keeps His word. We all have Egypts, things that hold us back or make us feel like we aren't enough. We all face Red Seas that seem impossible to cross. But the lesson of Moses is simple. Fear sees a wall, but faith sees a path. You don't need to know the whole map to take the next step. Trusting God means knowing that He provides manna for today, even when you can't see tomorrow. True freedom isn't just about leaving the past, it's about following the light into the future. So, when you feel trapped, remember the shimmering mist, remember the pillar of fire, and remember the God who parted the sea is walking right beside you. Be strong, be courageous, and walk into your freedom.
Hi friends! Do you love learning about Bible stories? I have something special just for you.
At Paradise Bible Explorer for Kids, we share Bible stories that teach God's Word to everyone, helping you grow in faith and understanding.
You can watch all our exciting Bible stories on YouTube. Just search at Paradise Bible Explorer for Kids and start exploring.
And don't forget TikTok. Follow at Paradise Movies for short, meaningful Bible story clips anytime.